My name's Steve and I love people who make things.
You might need to take off your trousers, and we see...
A number of times people have asked me to take off my trousers in a workshop hand. They sit at the heart of our communities, spreading wealth across the country.
I look forward to Mondays.
I love Mondays too.
And I'm going to die here. I'm never going to retire.
The isolation is great. No crowds apart from the tourists and sheep.
And the occasional podcaster like me. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
These are uncertain economic times. Keep our manufacturers alive and we'll thrive.
We all learn how to do everything here because there's so few of us left.
It is becoming a little harder to get young kids out of college that want to get their hands dirty and learn some of these very traditional art forms.
Join me as we compile a list of the greatest items made in the UK and hear stories from inside our factories.
My father has a phrase, he said, you should plan like you're going to live forever and live like you're going to die tomorrow, which I think is a very good way of looking at it.
We need you to live much longer than that, Martin. Welcome to the factory next door and welcome back to Sheffield. Doesn't seem that long ago since we were here chatting with Paul at Ernst Wright. We're in a different part of the city today, one of those fabulous multicultural hubs you get in our great cities. Stood on a high street looking at places called, what's that, Damascus Palace, Jam Sam's Caribbean Barbers, Basra Restaurant. You and I are looking for a red bricked, fairly large building. I looked it up on street maps, so I've got a rough idea of what it looks like from the outside. And on the inside, we're going to find a team making sneakers. Not just brilliant sneakers, resoleable sneakers. I think I can see it there, just on the corner. Right, whilst I pop my head in to say hello and introduce myself, you have a listen to what's coming up on this week's show.
I was always involved in the business from a very young age as a family, so kind of packing the shoes, lacing the shoes.
What's your favourite activity in the factory here?
Probably managing people.
Why do other trainer makers not do the Blake stitch if it means that they can be resold?
You question everything. Why do we do this way? Why do we do that? And then like kind of the older generation sometimes like, well, like we've always done it that way.
I know you've worked with quite a few YouTube influencers and things like that. Is that one of the reasons why you're doing very well in America? Nice. You like solving people's problems?
Yes, it avoids mine.
Dominant Goral, fourth generation of the Goral family. There's no title, like I do everything, anything. It's a family business, so.
I love it. Okay, right, what's the first room we're going to go into?
Well, usually you would go into cutting room, clicking room, but we were going to go into the prep room.
The prep room?
It's going to be not in order, basically, but.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, stick with us, listeners.
Yeah. I mean, we've been here 7 years, so before this used to be a college, so all these little rooms used to be classrooms, basically, so yeah. We just adapted it to, you know, a production. So here we've got, we call it a prep room. So usually each leather piece, we need to stitch mark it. This help.
What do you mean by stitch mark?
We would mark on the leather components where the girls would stitch and how to kind of put it together as a puzzle.
Hello, Kasia. Very nice to meet you. Can I ask you what you're doing, Kasia?
I marked leather.
She's marking leather. That's just what you said.
Yeah.
More lovely corridors. Okay, so what we're looking at here in this room is 2 rows of sewing machines, stitching machines. Is that right?
Yes. So we've got more machines than actually people, but like each machine's kind of set up for each operation. So the girls would move around depending on what they are doing.
Don't hit me if I'm wrong, but do correct me. So the lady here on the left looks like she's stitching the insides.
Yes, yeah.
We've got someone on the right and at the back there look like they're doing the outsides.
Yes.
And then the table in the middle, the ladies are effectively gluing the insides and the outsides together. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. And they are folding it, so kind of as well. So we need to stitch the inside, outside, and then you have to glue it together. And then you would stitch it all together and fold it over.
And what's the gentleman doing with the very loud machine at the back there?
He's hammering the two pieces of leather together to get a smooth edge.
And this is, and I should say, this is all the uppers they're working on at the moment, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Now we're going to go downstairs, and we're actually going to go into the packing room, which is the final stage.
You're really keeping me on my toes, Dom. Oh, and I've gone the wrong way.
So it started in 1936 by my great-grandfather in Poland. It grew, got passed on through the generations, and then kind of that's when my dad comes in play, third generation. He really scaled it up. We were doing a lot of export to Russia and other kind of bordering countries with Poland. But in the 90s and 2000, early 2000, the economy kind of really died down, and it was difficult for us to export. We were competing with kind of prices from China, kind of low production going over to Asia. So when Poland joined the EU in 2005, he took the leap of faith and kind of moved the workshop here in 2006 to Sheffield. And honestly, he just started knocking on the doors of the factories in Northampton, like, oh, we can help, we've got the skill. Some of the brands kind of took that on board, and we started doing uppers for them, so it's like part of the service. So we kind of stitched the uppers, we shipped it back to them, and they finished it. In the shoe factory, usually stitching room is the biggest bottleneck because it's the most time consuming. So a lot of the factories, when they have excess demand, they try and outsource that part if they can. I was always involved in the business from a very young age as a family, so kind of packing the shoes, lacing the shoes. Never really wanted to go into it. I just thought it was a lot of, not chaos, but it's a lot of kind of family dynamics going on. So the idea is like, I'll go to university, I study economy, business, go into like banking, move to London, try and kind of, set my life. But it just kind of pulled me in.
I love the idea that you were like, I didn't want to work here. You grew up and you're like, you're looking at it and you're like, I don't want to work there. What changed your mind?
I saw the potential, and then just kind of the family reliance on the business. I just wanted to make sure I can contribute and kind of make sure the legacy of our shoemaking carries on, and just not burden, but just like kind of on my shoulders, like I do need to help out.
Okay, downstairs. So looking into this room here, which is one of your packing rooms, I recognise some of the brands. I recognise some of the shoes you're making for other companies, but I won't name them. Very interesting though. Can we wander in?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Camilla, how are you doing?
Very well today, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, all the better for seeing you. Tell me, what exactly are you doing here?
A bit of everything, to be honest. Fixing shoes, checking rejects, checking quality in the uppers, in the shoes.
Do you like it having a bit of everything?
Yes, I'm not a person who sits down and does one thing. I get completely lost. I need to have multiple things going on, so this is perfect for me. Bit of everywhere.
And what's that extraordinarily loud blowing that I keep hearing?
To make sure we dust off all the material, make sure there is no dust inside, make sure there's no threads left over inside. So it's a compressor. Well, the blowers are attached to the compressor, and then they've all got airs in every single room to make sure that the shoes remain clean.
Is there a good team here?
Yes. Yeah.
And I realise they're all sat listening in.
Yes, they are all sat pretending they're all working. But yeah. This is quite a good team. They do things how I like them now, so we're good. We're getting there.
And you mentioned you do a little bit of everything.
Yes.
What's your favourite activity in the factory here?
Probably managing people. Yes, probably managing people and being able to offer support in case like they don't know how to fix things, what to do, or if there is an issue. That's probably one of the best things going off, trying to solve someone else's problems. I don't deal with mine.
lots of people don't like managing people. I think I'm a pretty rubbish manager. I don't know if I'm very good at dealing with people. Tell me why you like that.
Because I'm not serious. So when I need to be, I will be. However, whenever there is a problem with people, I like to talk to them and get to the bottom of it rather just to ignore the actual problem and let them carry on and tell them off. That's not the point. Like, you need to get to the bottom, like, get them involved, and so that they feel involved. And I like making people involved. It's trying to help them to get through every day at work. So yeah, that's why I like it.
Nice. You like solving people's problems.
Yes, it avoids mine.
Hi, my name's Leo and my dad is Steve, host of this show. People often don't realise he does the factory next door all by himself. The recording, the editing, even the illustrations on Instagram. He's mildly talented, but he still needs a large amount of external validation. I guess as he grows up, he'll learn to be more self-confident like me. But until then, it'd be great if you could star the show on Apple or Spotify. Maybe even leave a nice review. Thanks! I'll let you get back to the show now.
When I think about, kind of running a company like this, there must be regular challenges. Is the family dynamic your biggest repeatable challenge?
Not anymore. So initially when I joined after university, it was just like when you come in young, you don't understand the industry, so you just come in with ideas, which is good sometimes. Like, you question everything. Why do we do this way? Why do we do that? And then like kind of the older generation sometimes like, well, like we've always done it that way. But like that's been very open in the like kind of recent years. It was like, okay, like, because when I started, we were 100% white label manufacturing.
Are you going to take credit for putting the importance on your own brand? Is that?
I think that goes to Dad. I think because he saw what happened in Poland, the way he used to manufacture, having like a lot of the brands moved to Asia. He was always like Goral brand, but he didn't have, I guess, the skill set to be able to do that. But he's always like kind of Goral should be our main priority, and we should be pushing that for longevity of the business.
So you're building out Goral as a brand. You're still doing quite a lot of white label.
We are, yes.
You're aware that for the long-term benefit and health of the factory and the people and the skills here and all of the amazing work you do, you need to have more of a brand presence around Goral. What's been the biggest challenge building out your brand?
I think it's the brand awareness. Even though we've been around since 1936, it's fourth generation, we've been manufacturing for many well-known British brands, but people don't actually know who Goral is, what are we doing and what's so different about us. So is that educational piece, which, yeah, it's kind of hard, but we are getting there. We saw a lot of kind of success with working with like-minded influencers who understand the product, who can like educate the customers, and kind of that's what worked for us, and that's what we're trying to double down on this year.
You mentioned the influencers there. I know you've worked with quite a few YouTube kind of influencers and things like that. Is that one of the reasons why you're doing very well in America?
I believe so, yes. It's kind of hitting that niche market who understand the quality, the craftsmanship that goes into making a shoe. And we never thought about it. Like initially we thought we'll do some paid ads, pay some agency, like kind of naive young guy coming in. We spent a lot of money on that. We just felt like, yeah, that doesn't really explain and kind of the brand the way it should do online. So we need to go organic and be more authentic. It just kind of grew itself.
Oh, I missed a step. Ouch. What is that noise?
This is actually the Blake stitch machine. So all of our trainers are resolable. So it's not your usual cemented trainer construction. They are Blake stitch and sidewall stitch that allows them to be resolable over time, as you would kind of expect as a goodly welted, formal shoe as well.
So when I'm hearing that machine, is that the machine here?
That's the machine, yeah.
Okay, tell me about this machine, because my quick research, trying to appreciate the unique qualities you have here. here at Goral. The Blake stitch kept coming up.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Dad, it was his idea and invention. He was thinking of how can we make a sneaker resolable with the kind of equipment that we have. What we do differently, we stitch the upper to the level lasting board. Then we attach the outsole and then we sidewall stitch it. This means when it comes for resole, when you take the outsole off, the up and the level lasting board up together, and then you can attach a new outsole. Usually that's cemented, so when it comes to resole, everything falls apart and you lose that shape of the trainer.
Why do other trainer makers not do the Blake stitch if it means that they can be resoled?
A lot of time consuming because you add in a lot more processes to your normal sneaker manufacturing.
Hi, I want to quickly jump in here because I am delighted to say that our show has a new partner, and one with a long history of helping manufacturers optimize their operations. AVEVA is a leader in industrial intelligence. It was founded almost 50 years ago in Cambridge. Today, its software connects and empowers people to improve plant productivity, sustainability, business agility. And if you're interested in manufacturing, which I'm guessing you are if you're hanging out with me, AVEVA's got a newsletter. Do sign up for it. Go to www.aveva.com/factory. I'll put the link in the show notes. My thanks to AVEVA for supporting the factory next door and for supporting our makers. Our customers coming to Goral and thinking, great, I love the sustainability issue here with the fact that I can resole my trainer, or are they coming to you because the products are amazing quality and really cool and you're working with lots of fabulous influencers in America?
It depends. I think some, it's very surprising for us. We try to promote the resolable trainer all over the website, product page, on the emails. And some people buy the shoes and they don't even realize it's resolable. They message us after. It's like, well, yes, that's the unique selling point and stuff. So I think we're doing something wrong there in that educational piece. But
it's a fascinating idea. Do you know where it came from? This idea of we're going to make trainer that can be resold like you would a brogue or a boot.
We saw the saturated market in terms of the formal goodie welted. We don't have the goodie welted capabilities to do, so we wanted to do something out of the box, something different to this is Goral and this is what we stand for. And we saw the rise of casual kind of sneaker market. I went to that, and it was just a lot of okay, we've made this sneaker great, but how can we make it different? Yeah, we can use local materials, we can use high-end materials, but okay, well, what do people have? And it's just kind of that resolable part of it, because I used to wear a lot of different brands and the soles used to come up and I used to buy a pair every year, and it's just okay, let's try and fix that.
Okay, and round to another part of the ground floor here, and we are surrounded by crates of green and yellow plastic lasts. Okay. Tell me what I'm looking at here on this machine. We've got a couple of gentlemen who are taking the plastic lasts and presumably shaping the leather around them.
Once the girls stitch the uppers downstairs, it comes down here to the lasting room.
They are some serious machines they've got there. Very sci-fi.
Yes, we invested kind of over the last 2 years into more modern toe laster and kind of back laster, due to lack of new people joining the industry. So
has it been a struggle to employ people?
It has, yeah. It's been hard attracting younger generation, especially on the production floor.
How do you try and make it attractive then? How do you try and make it so that younger kind of workers do want to come into the factory?
That's lunch, sorry.
Okay, I love the miming. I just came over and mimed eating.
Yeah.
It's a call for lunch.
So basically just making them a bit more fun, more relaxed. We are trying to upskill the guys and have them moving around within the same department so they're not on the same machine.
So offering a little bit of variety in what the processes they're working on.
Correct, yes. Just to make it a bit more fun and kind of, break it apart sometimes.
just boxes and boxes of kind of uppers
Ready, yeah.
all around, ready
Yeah.
to be sold. It's really interesting because when I look around this factory here, there's a real contrast. So I see in one corner that really sci-fi-esque kind of lasting machine, which looks like a kind of a robot with all these tentacles and arms. And then I look down here in front of us, and there's a lady quietly sat on a very old stool.
Yes.
With a brush and glue.
Yes. But it's still a lot of hand work, even if it's automated machine. You still need to kind of know what you are doing.
Brilliant. Well, this lady certainly looks like she knows what she's doing. How's things with your dad then, when we talk about the business?
Yeah. So he, over the years, he taught me a lot. He's still involved, but not, I wouldn't say much like kind of day to day. He's still around, kind of using him as a sounding board and kind of helping out, because he's been through a lot of the issues himself over the years, especially on production. But yeah, he still comes in every day. Like he lives and breathes it.
How do you handle disagreements?
I think hard. Sometimes we did have back in the arguments, so we didn't talk over the weekend. So usually we kind of meet up on Sundays as a family. And when we have a disagreement, like no one wants to like kind of meet up. It's like we've had enough of you, and like kind of I did have to prove it, and it did take time to gain that trust, because he does question me, which is good, and I question him, and we just Sometimes you just have to like leave the building for like 5-10 minutes and come back.
So this is Ruth. Ruth, how you doing? Stephen, very nice to meet you.
And to you.
Tell me what you're doing, Ruth.
I'm forming the back of the heel.
Can you get it wrong? And if so, what do you get wrong typically?
It's trying to make sure the back strap there is straight, because it helps. If it's not straight, they can't get it on the machine further over. So I've been here nearly 4 years, but only just over a year doing this job.
I was about to say, have you worked in a number of different areas of the factory?
Stitching upstairs, stitching and gluing.
Okay, why did you want to leave stitching to come down here? Or maybe you didn't, maybe you got told to. Sorry.
It was just a change of what we were doing, so everybody changed. And it's just so everybody knows what they're doing, you know.
So really you're saying you didn't like your colleagues in stitching and you didn't want to hang out with them anymore, and so you asked for a transfer?
No, I didn't ask for it, but I was willing to do any different job, really. Something different.
Have you always worked in factories?
Pretty much. Yeah, I used to make carpet samples. Stitch, you know, your carpet sample books. I used to stitch those.
Why did you leave that?
It's through COVID. There weren't enough work for me, so.
How does this industry, the shoe industry, compare to the rug and carpet industry?
Busier. Definitely busier.
What are you most proud of in terms of what you've achieved?
I think building the team. I think like I was kind of naive that we could do it ourselves. The production, the marketing, the kind of the team. It's just like proud of the team, I would say. Kind of I realised like you need to kind of step back, let them be in charge. But yeah, it's hard.
Has there ever been a moment though where you've been proved wrong?
For sure, yes. Like many times, especially on kind of technical knowledge. I'm like, oh, this can't be that hard. Why can't we do this? And then it's like, you know, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I get it now. Like, yeah, I think like from Dad's perspective, it was like, yeah, all right, like let him do it, let him like learn from the mistakes and come back. It's like, okay, yeah, you were right. Your dad sounds brilliant. He just sounds very understanding and helpful and useful. Yeah, he not like changed, but like I think he embraced it a bit more. I think it was similar micromanaging, and then he kind of stepped back and then kind of said, okay, like let the younger generation try and run it and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's everything.
How do you then ship them out? Are you literally just shipping them out through that door?
No, through the back. We've got a warehouse in the car park. I'm not sure if you've seen. I
I
can show
haven't
you.
seen that. Show me the warehouse. I want to see the kind of the exclamation mark to
Everyone
your
says
trainers.
It looks like a tent and stuff. So it's a temporary storage we had to put in the car park because we've run out of space here.
I love coming to factories and them saying, we've run out of space. I love that because it says we're doing so well and we're so busy.
And this is the warehouse.
Wow, okay. That is a big old warehouse.
Individual order.
Yep, so we've got them all boxed up.
This one actually going to Australia. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Did you stage that? Did you stage that box?
US, yeah. So a lot of the online orders that we do kind of a lot of business with the US, and yeah.
He just randomly picks up one box, it's Australia, the one underneath is America. What's next for you? For the brand?
I think it's very important for us to double down on what is working, do not chase the trends, and the US market, the Japanese market is working for us, so we just kind of double down on that. Because at the moment, the split is like we do 70% white label, 30% our own brand. In ideal scenario, we like to flip it probably, but kind of white label is still important as a bread and butter for us, and it will be, but trying not to be as reliant on it.
Nice. Finally, I know you've got a lovely little daughter,
Yes.
Lily.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't see any kids' shoes in this showroom.
I don't know, maybe. I'm not saying never, but like kind of, yeah, it's not on the roadmap for sure. It's a lot hard to make them actually because it's very fiddly on kind of the stitching and stuff. You need to be like, it's different machines and stuff. So kind of focusing on the men's market at the moment. Never say no.
Dom, thank you so much for chatting to me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for coming up.
Okay, so into our shed of greatness goes the Resoleable Sneakers by Goral. Now, I know we call them trainers over here, but I guess when they're sold stateside, they become sneakers. So I went with that name. Let me know if I've got that wrong. Okay, my thanks to Dom and the team at Goral, and thanks to you for hanging out with me. It would be a very lonely time crisscrossing this country without you. Kingdall King, thank you so much for your kind words. Dale Keats, jeans on a sweltering day, no, not my smartest decision. And Wave Guru, I'm going to try and do some research into this topic. Good idea, watch this space. If you fancy joining in the conversation, say hello on Instagram. Search at The Factory Next Door. Now, some of you might have seen my recent British Outfit of the Day post on Instagram got pulled by Meta for breaching their policies on political content. A bit surprising, if I'm honest, but if you want to read that highly controversial content, it's on the show's LinkedIn page. Read it quick before it gets pulled. Right, let's meet up again in 2 weeks' time for something different. I haven't recorded the show yet, but I know it's going to be an adventure for us. Right, I will see you then. For now, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're happy. Until next time, bye. My thanks again to our new partner, AVEVA. They're such a good fit for the show because they're in the business of helping manufacturers, and they've been doing it for more than 50 years. A leader in industrial intelligence, AVEVA's software connects and empowers people to improve plant productivity, sustainability, and business agility. Just a reminder that AVEVA's got a newsletter, and if you're interested in manufacturing, please do sign up for it. Go to www.aveva.com/factory. Again, I'm going to put the link in the show notes. My thanks to AVEVA for supporting The Factory Next Door.